I'm Mia, and this is gonna have to be fairly quick. And in my defense, not in my defense, I was planning to do this like when I woke up, but I just had a million things going on. But it's gonna have to be speedy because it is 2:48 and I have to be at the store by 6 o'clock to close at 9. So that's not so great, not so fun. It's been a weekend. But I'm going to recreate this Willow Smith look. I've had it saved since the look was posted, which was July 16th, I think. I just haven't had time to do makeup since then, basically, because I was working, and then I was in New York, and then I was working. So, we're going to recreate it today. And yeah! But I'm going to go in with the Fade into Hue palette from Colourpop Cosmetics. And I'm gonna go in with a bunch of the shade Take It Easel on a big fluffy brush. I have not carved out my brows. Give me 2 seconds. I can't believe I did that. Alright, now I'm back with some concealer. I don't know how I forgot that. But again, Colourpop, Fade into Hue, big fluffy brush, Take It Easel. And I'm gonna start to lay that down. Thankfully, this is a very simple look, which is kind of why I want to do it now, because, again, no time. But, you know, I mentioned a week or two ago that, you know, hired a new employee. It was someone that we rehired. Not that she got fired. She had to quit because she was going to school, like, not in the close area. So, she couldn't work at this location. She got rehired, like, right before her paperwork process, right before I went to New York. So she had a few shifts, and it was Wednesday or Thursday, when my shift lead called out. When my other shift lead called out, she's like, you know, sick baby. I'm like, get a new baby. So I texted her, I'm like, hey, I'm like, blah, 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 can't come in. Is there any way you can come in for 6 instead of, you know, 8 or 9, whatever you're scheduled for? She's like, oh, no, and unfortunately I have to call out too. I'm like, okay, whatever. I got it covered, thankfully. Very last minute, but, you know, it ended up working out semi-fine. And then I'm gonna go in, this is from NYX Professional Makeup. This is the Epic Inky Stix in the shade Cobalt Click. This is very thin, so I'm going to do it all along the waterline. But so, you know, she called out. I'm like, you know what, whatever, I got it dealt with. That is not ideal, but it ended up, I got it dealt with. We were 1 person shorter than we were supposed to be. I had 3 people on. Only ended up 2, but whatever, right? Whatever. I had texted her Friday morning. I'm like, hey, I'm like, just want to double check. Are you still coming in tonight? Because you called out last night. I didn't get a response from her at all. And I'm like, that's not great, but she's also not great at answering her phone sometimes, historically. So, like, a little worrying, but, like, not, I wasn't, like, worried yet. I should have been, though, because 6 o'clock rolls around, she doesn't show up. Call her, text her, nothing. The shift lead that called out the night before, wild concept, baby was still sick. Who would have guessed? I know. Baby's still sick only a day after? Nonsense. This is why I, not like seriously joke, but I'm like, need a new baby, this one's sick too much. Blah, 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 blah. So, on Friday night, I ended up doing a 9:30 a.m. to 1:11 a.m. shift. And then I still came to open the Saturday. So I had 4.5 hours of sleep on Saturday because my body decided that it was a great day to wake up at 7:30 on the dot, when my first alarm wasn't until 8:15, because I was planning on, like, not waking up until, like, the very last possible moment I could make it without being late. So I'm like, great. And I was trying to find coverage for Saturday because I'm like, I don't trust her at this point to come in. And my shift lead that called out and said that, she's like, well, if she just shows up on Saturday. I'm like, I doubt it. But I really couldn't get help because my other shift lead, who was supposed to be scheduled, has been at Harvard for the past week and a half because they have no employees. So I couldn't ask him to come in instead. So I just went, oh, I'm going to replace your shift. Have a day off. And then back in with the Colourpop palette. This is the shade Iconic, which I feel like is going to match very, very well. So I'm going to do a little bit of that. Just kind of... Ooh! Now I have physical eyeshadow in my eye. So, I asked one of the only guy who ever has coverage, because he has a million employees, he's like, I haven't heard from anybody, blah blah. I'm like, okay. I emailed my assistant district in my district at 11 o'clock. I'm like, hey, this is what's going on. I'm like, I can't be home any later than this time because the truck's main employee got sent to the hospital with a kidney infection. So she's out of commission for the next week. So they had my brother, who was supposed to be home, so if I had to do another double, it wouldn't have been great. But I would have been able to make it work because somebody would have been home to feed the dog. I'm like, I cannot stay. I'm like, if we don't have a shift lead, we're screwed. So my assistant district called me at 2:30 maybe. She's like, oh hey, this person from another store is gonna be here between 7 and 8. I'm like, oh, that's not ideal, but it's better than, and I told her, I'm like, I know it's a stupid reason, but I'm like, no one's gonna be home to feed the dog. She's a puppy, she can't be alone for 10 plus hours without an additional meal. She's like, no, I understand. I'm like, considering the dog happened before my promotion, you best understand. So I'm like, if she eats 8:30, 8:45, yeah, sure, it's 2 hours later, but again, it's not like it's 10 o'clock. Again, not ideal, but could be worse. 7:30 rolls around. I have a missed call from her 5 minutes ago because I was the only person around. So I was the only person able to take care of people and stuff. I'd like to be known that I had a fresh batch of everything just pulled from the oven. She's like, oh, the person I was supposed to be covering tonight, her store is making more money than you guys, so it's not justifiable to send her over there, so you guys are gonna close at 9. I'm like, an hour and a half's notice? Really? I'm like, I literally just pulled out a fresh batch of everything. She's like, I know. I'm like, also, fun fact, we do most of our sales after 9 o'clock. We start to get busy 9:30, 10 o'clock. I'm going to take a mix of Take It Easel and Iconic now just to kind of blend it out. So I got to do all of those dishes because I'd asked the driver, I'm like, hey, I know your job is miscellaneous tasks. Do any of the shift leads ever try to have you do dishes? He's like, no, the last time somebody made me do dishes, it was this person and they got fired. I'm like, no, he did job abandonment, so he quit / got fired. I'm like, it wasn't because he made you do dishes. I'm like, you dumb son. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, I'm gonna start consolidating things now so I can do some dishes now, and then just, I only have 5 to 10 dishes to do after close, and I can just do those and get out no later than 9:30, And I was like, hey, I'll have you, I'm just gonna go in with a little more of this, just reinforce. I'm like, I'll have you do trash after we close, after I throw everything out. You're not leaving at 9. I'm like, we're closing at 9, you are leaving, once trash is done. So I'm like, I need to wait until we close to throw everything out. In the span of an hour and a half, I think this asked me, oh hey, do you want to start taking out trash? Oh hey, when do you want me to take out trash? I'm gonna start taking out trash. I'm like, my answer stayed the same. I'm throwing everything out at 9 o'clock. You will take out trash. Probably 9:05, that means. I'm like, dude. I'm like, we have to be closed before I can throw anything out. You know, I want to get, you know, the last 3 or 4 people that we can so I can give them extra stuff. And there's less things to throw out. I'm like, you dumb son of a bitch. So, 8:55 rolls around, and this starts gathering trash. I'm like, dudage. I'm like, this is the opposite of what I asked for. I'm like, whatever. But I don't think I left any later than 9:15, so it could have been worse. Like, it could have been better, but it absolutely could have been worse, and it wasn't busy at all, thank God, because, you know, Saturdays get a little busy. So I was like, I'm like, if the normal, this is just iconic again, if the normal 6:15 crowd rolls up, I'm gonna cry. They didn't. I had like a few people in, but I'm like, this is probably the best thing I've experienced in my life. So, thank God. But we're closing at 9 again today, but that's because they're turning our water off at 9, so like legally we have to be closed. We cannot be open without hot water. It's literally a health code violation. And I will, in fact, call my health inspector and be like, hey, I got a surprise visit from the other day. But this is from Blend Bunny. This is the XLS Atlantis Celestial Cheek Glaze. It's pink, so I'm going to use that as like the highlighter color. But you know, he came in, I'm like, hey, I literally got a health inspection from you like maybe 2 weeks ago. He's like, oh, I got a report that you guys were selling like raw product. I'm like, oh. I'm like, no. I'm like, if anything, most of our complaints is that something's a little too overcooked. You know, he took a look at what I was selling. He's like, looks fine. I'm like, oh, I know. He's like, you're good. He's like, there's still no basement. I'm like, no. I'm like, supposedly. I'm like, we're gonna have it. Actually, when I come in today. He's like, oh. He's like, how long have they been saying that? I'm like, oh, since early June. I'm like, I was supposed to get it, you know, the week after my birthday, but before my New York trip. I'm like, I was told sometime then. Obviously, did not work out. So, maybe there will be a basement. I didn't get a text, so I doubt it. But this is going to be it for my eyes. I'm going to go put on some lashes. I did make blue lashes. It was very easy. I just mixed some of my Inglot Durline liquid and a blue eyeshadow. I think I used that, like, the darker blue Colourpop shadow, just because my natural lashes are too short to show up on camera if I use the blue mascara. So, lashes. And this is why I buy packs of lashes, so I can mess with them. So, I'm gonna put on some lashes. I will be back in a moment. Alrighty, I'm back with some lashes. I did put on a bit of the Colourpop blue mascara to kind of blend everything together, and we're looking real cohesive here. But this is from Kulfi. This is the Double Life Serum Primer. I know, surprise, surprise. Thankfully, the only good thing is that basically I'm only staffed for this week and next week because my baker is leaving August 21st. And then the week after, my other baker and my other opening shift lead are gone. So these are our last 2 weeks of being staffed. Not so fun, not so fresh. Really hate it. And then my assistant district has not told me anything about hiring. So this is not great. Like, I legitimately can't staff the store with what we have. And we're back to peak hours, so we need at least 2 or 3 people per night, even on like a non-busy night, because like all the college kids are coming back, so everyone's back in Boston now. Not so fun, not so fresh, not so great. I am thinking so hard about quitting this job and screwing them over even more. And then this is from m.ph by Mary Phillips. This is the Skin Weightless Serum Foundation in Fair 30N. But just all of this happening right now. And then I'm still getting scolded for not doing things properly, even though I still haven't been trained on how to do anything. I still don't have my login credentials for like the dashboard, the email. I don't know if I'm supposed to have been on any, calls, because I haven't gotten an email link for, the Microsoft chats, but they keep talking about them in the leader group chats, like in text. So it's like, again, I'm getting scolded about things that I haven't been trained on, and she knows I haven't been trained on them. And she's like, oh, end of August, I'll have you go out to Amherst to train. I'm like, girl. But again, haven't heard anything about that. Now I have no employees, and none of the other stores have any employees, which is why my only other shift lead has been at Harvard for the past legitimate week. So I'm like, it's just, I'm gonna give the girl that called out and then no-showed until the end of the week to get back to me, because I'm like, I don't know if something medical happened. I don't know if something happened within her family. I don't know, but I want to give her, a few days to at least get back to me. I'm probably going to text her again tonight, just be like, hey, I don't have you on the schedule at all this week, but I'm just checking in, because at this point I'm concerned, so I'll probably text that when I'm on the train. I'm like, it's just, again, I can't afford for her to do that again, but again, there could be a million explanations of why, and the shift lead that has been in store, she saw her Sunday, showed her how to do the register for this, and this. And, the shift lead that disappeared was like, oh my god, I'm so excited to be back here, I'm so happy to be working again, blah, 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 blah. So what happened in the span of 3 days that changed her mind when she only had 1 shift? And it was a fake closing shift, because it's the same, because we've had 2 interrupted water services last week and this week. So her first alone closing shift was last Tuesday at 9. And then this is from Patrick Ta. This is the Major Skin Soft Blur Brightening Concealer in Fair Neutral 2. But again, supposedly I have a basement. Again, I'm going to check when I go in, because I want to place the biggest Cisco order. Not that I'm allowed to, that I can handle doing by myself. Because he's like, oh, it's been usable. Just, we've been trying to get it cleaned up for you guys, yada yada yada, because they've been using the bathroom down there. I haven't. I'm gonna be so honest here, mostly because going to the bar next door gives me like 5-10 minutes by myself, and that's the only, it's the only reason I still do it. I mean, besides the fact that they closed off their basement this week because they were doing finishing touches. They're like, oh, we're polishing up the landing, we're sawing this so it's more even, blah 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 blah, stuff like that. So we haven't been able to use it this week, but I still haven't been doing it because I'm the tarp's still been up, so I don't want to use it if I'm not 100% allowed to, But I need to place an order. I'm really tired of having to text my district, be like, hey, I'm out of this again. And I want to go at least 1 week without needing to text her about anything stock-wise. And we're changing our suppliers for our spoons Except the website we use it for like our random things we need in the store. Like my dustpan mysteriously disappeared. Nobody decided to tell me this. So, you know, I have to order it off that website. Like markers, cleaning solution, things like that are now on that website. But that website, we need to wait for a supervisor to approve it. So who knows how long spoons are going to take now. Back to I really want to look for a new job. Fun fact, I apparently started filming my contour and stuff without actually filming. Well, I started doing my contour and stuff without filming. But I just used my Morphe Shapelifter stick in enhanced here. Wow, concept. But I was saying that last week I got a text from my shift lead, the not great one who's leaving soon. And she's like, someone in store saying that she spoke to an assistant manager last time she was here and was told that she could get free cookies next time she comes in because she got some in store and she wasn't happy with them, blah 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 blah. I'm like, sometimes I say that to people, but I haven't spoken to anybody in a while. I'm like, that's really weird. And I never tell anybody that I'm the assistant manager because until 2 weeks ago I wasn't officially. The only people I told were my regulars. And it's more of a finally after all this bullshit I've been through. And again, regulars. I was like, okay, that's really weird. Ask her who she thought she spoke to. She's like, oh, she said she spoke to a girl with like dirty blonde hair. I'm like, yeah, sure. I just did a color touch-up like 3 days ago, hence my very pink everything. But I'm like, you couldn't have mistaken me for dirty blonde at that point either. I'm like, last time I was like visibly a dirty blonde was 2021. I'm like, and like, no, there are no other stores that have anybody that matches that description either. So I'm like, scam? Give her a few cookies as a free will, but if she can't find her transaction from when she came, then she's like, oh, she left without asking for cookies or paying. I'm like, I'm sure. And then this is from Rhode. This is the Pocket Blush in the shade Freckle. I finally got my hands on this shade. Like, I've been trying. Like, I've been looking for a peach that isn't overly, like, pinky. And this seems like a good color, and it looks like a good color for this specific look. I am going to set my face. I am going to use a powdered blush after this. But I was like, girl, you have got to be kidding me. Like, if you're going to spread lies. Also, nobody in my store has dirty blonde hair. Like, my baker that's leaving soon, she has, like, brownish hair. But it's also, she always has it, like, tied up and under her hat. So there's no... Sorry, this is really nice. Really nice shade. So I'm like, there's no mistaking her. I'm like, she might be dirty blonde, but like, she also wouldn't say that she's the assistant manager. She always goes, oh my god, I don't know, let me go ask my shift lead. Like, every time without fail, because the few times I was on shift with her, I heard her say that. And she came to the back and was like, hey, you know, this is what's going on. And I go, So I'm like, I know it wasn't her. And obviously my employees know what I look like. I'm just going in with a little more concealer because I went a little ham on this. So I'm just going to do a lot, you know, but besides the fact that I don't know what I'm doing apparently, this is a very nice shade. I like. So I'm just going to do a little bit of that. Excellent. God, I can't wait for my nail appointment tomorrow. I literally have the first nail appointment of the day. It's 9:30 a.m. They open at 9:30 a.m. So, this is from Juvia's place. This is like I Am Magic Silky Powder or something. It's in the shade Coconut Flakes. I desperately need to set my face as it is, and it does look like she has a more matte base. But it's funny, so I went to the Odyssey last week and I went to Spider-Man legitimately last night. I don't know when this started happening again, but apparently people are clapping for movies again. I thought we left that stuff pre-pandemic. Because, you know, it happened after the Odyssey, but I'm like, you know what? People really love Christopher Nolan. I know how film bros get about him, so, you know, wasn't entirely out of the realm of possibilities. And I've been to a million Marvel movies. So I know the usual courses of action. People started clapping after Spider-Man 2. I'm like, no offense, was a fantastic movie. I like it more than the second one, but the first one is still superior for Tom Holland. The third one is an entity of its own, so I can't really judge that. But I'm like, the last time somebody clapped at a Marvel movie was either Endgame or Infinity War, probably both, but I'm like, I've seen every movie since then. Nobody's clapped for any of those. So I'm like, c'est quoi? And then this is from Nabla Cosmetics. This is the close-up blur and powder blush in the shade Satisfaction. Funny story. When I bought this, I did it in a big-ass order, so I used Afterpay. Because it's called Satisfaction, Afterpay would not let me place the order, because they're like, oh, something hinky is going on here. I'm like, girl, it's just a blush. Like, there's no sex toys in here, I swear. So, I just find that a little funny. But kind of bring that back. Now the issue is it looks like she's wearing some sort of kind of either blue, like a bluish pink highlighter, and I don't have anything like that. Like I could try the shade I used on my eyes, but like, you know what? F it, we ball. Again, Blend Bunny Celestial Cheek Glaze. I'm gonna do a little on the nose. Some on the cheeks. It's like, it very obviously looks like there's some sort of cast. And I'm not 100% sure. Like, it would make sense. I'm also going to do a regular pink highlighter. This is from Kaleidos. This is the Space Age highlighter in Star Surfer. This is like a pinky beige, so I'm just going to kind of use it to match it a little more than my skin tone, because obviously Willow Smith and I are two different skin tones. But I do love Dee, the makeup artist who did this look. It's funny because I don't follow her, but that's because I kind of gave up on Instagram. So it's good. I knew the cheeks were going to be my biggest issue because of that highlighter. And then this is from Makeup Forever. This is the Artist Color Pencil in the shade Anywhere Caffeine. I did just wipe off some of my lip balm, because this is supposed to be a more matte lip. And I just realized I pre-selected the wrong lip shade. Like lipstick shade. And then this is from MAC. This is the Maximum Matte Lipstick in the shade Honey Love. It's like my lightest peachy beige lipstick. Because again, very like nude lip. But I'm gonna do, honestly, I might do those like Hailey Bieber nails, like the kind of pinky neutral base with pearl and then polka dots. I just need something simple. But I don't know if you can tell. I broke my nail. No, focus on my nail, not on me. Broke my nail here. And then again somewhere here. Like, I've got nail glue under here, and I might have my baker do the dishes tonight, because otherwise these are coming off. Like, I've resisted the urge of physically cutting them off so hard. But like this nail specifically, like the cover on this one was fine post New York, but this is like, and like I just know there's so much nail growth underneath, so that's why it's being so. But I need to go deal with my bangs, but I should be back in a second. Alrighty, okay, but this is the finished look. I think this came out perfectly, at least the eyes. Like, girl. And like, I might make a few more colored lashes because this is so fun and so cohesive, and I'm, ooh, girl. But yeah, I find it so funny that I powdered and yet I'm already sweaty again. But you know, what do I know? But like, this is such like a good, simple, easy look too. And like, even if you think you're not that talented, girl, you can easily do this. Even if you don't smudge it down, just do it like a thicker liner around, you're good. It's really just the lashes, and again, you can just do color mascara. Like I said, my natural lashes aren't long enough to show up. So, but yeah. But no, I need to go finish filming my videos, take this off, shower, feed the dog, give her her enrichment toys, put on the TV for her. We put on Baby Einstein for her, and then leave a light on for her before I leave. Because she's an iPad baby.